Welcome back. I am ecstatic to tell you that my guest today is Harmonie from Jewish Matchmaking. Harmonie, welcome.
I just love when you say my name like that. Harmonie.
I sing it. It's like it's a harmony. It's a song.
Oh my God, I missed you so much.
I miss you and I love you.
I love you. I'm like so excited to be here. I don't even know what to say. It's like
Yeah.
I feel like we're on the show all over again.
I know. So we need like a whole recap because everybody's like, how's everybody doing? And where are they doing? And who are they dating? And are they married yet? And what's been going on? And I'm like, listen, I'm going to bring the real news to you.
I know.
So
I don't even know what's going on with anybody. So I kind of want an update too.
Okay, well, we're getting
I just
your
follow them on
update
social
today.
media, but
Yeah, we're getting your update today.
okay.
So we're going to go post-show.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
I'm going to make an announcement that I never said before because it's really important. So post-show, Aaron, the guy that you dated, the professor,
Yes.
I set him up with somebody else. She
know.
happened to also be from California,
Oh my God.
a fantastic human, and they dated for almost a year, and they just got married.
Oh my God, I love Aaron so much.
They
I'm
just
so
got married.
excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
And I made that match. So everybody's like, Aliza, but did any matches come out of Jewish Matchmaking? And I'm like, yes, but I can't tell you. It's a secret. But anyway,
Wow.
they're incredible. I adore them. Such a beautiful couple.
Oh my God.
And I met her through somebody else that I was working with who said, oh, you have to meet so-and-so. And I was like,
Oh my God.
I know who she's for. And thank
That
God
is
it worked out.
I am so excited about this. He is the
Yeah,
best.
I know.
He really is.
Such a
And it's like
good
I feel like that's a part, like I'm a part of that story because if I didn't say no,
Right.
then he would not have gotten married because we would not have gotten married. Maybe I should have because then I would have been married. So that's fine. There's someone for everyone, right,
There's
Elisa?
somebody for everybody.
Okay.
Absolutely. So fine, you dated Aaron on the show, you dated Ben on the show.
Yeah.
Those two relationships didn't go further than they went.
Right.
I appreciate you being open to all of my Aliza suggestions.
I was.
You know, even if you didn't follow the rules.
I
We
didn't.
always joke about it.
I didn't follow any of the
5-date challenge, which
That
by
would
the
never
way,
happen.
we talk about the 5-date challenge in Matchmaker, in my new book. And we-
Congratulations,
Yeah.
by the way. I'm so
so
excited. for you.
exciting.
By the way, I would follow that. Like I would have tested it. I just think I couldn't physically pull back. But now that I'm dating now, I
Yeah.
think, and we'll
Have
do
you
the
tried it ever?
I've done like 3.
You tried 3 dates, no touching?
Yeah. Yeah.
High
It's-
five. I'm so
It's
proud of
so
you.
difficult. I try to meet in the middle. Like I'm not,
listen,
I break the rules, but I make my own.
3 is like 10 for you. I'm
Yeah.
thrilled about 3.
I try. But the thing is, when I do like them, I want to just brush their shoulder.
I
It
know.
doesn't have to be
No.
like a kissing
No,
thing.
no.
I know,
Okay, but
I know,
fine.
I know.
I'm going to hold this. We're going to go with the Harmony 3.
Okay.
Nobody else. This is not for you. Just for Harmony. The 5-date
Yes.
challenge, it's all in here. But the Harmony 3,
Harmony
I mean, if you got to
3.
modify, you can be like Harmony 2. But just read
And
it. You'll
3
know
is
what
my
it's all
lucky
about.
number anyway, so it's perfect.
Okay, fine. Mwah. 3 is your lucky number. Poo, poo, poo.
Oh my God.
So fine, the show ends. Yay! Now you have major PR, and I'm assuming, did you have like men hunting you down from all over and attacking you on social media?
the DMs were bananas. I
Right.
couldn't, but I could not keep up. Like it
Right.
was, and I don't say that like with an ego. Like literally, like I could not
No,
go
any
through.
reality
And it reminded
person.
me of swiping too. You have to
Right.
go through all of them, but it was so
Right.
beautiful. I mean, the comments and just the things they were saying. Of course, you got the ones that were a little raw, but then you got ones that were really talking about like my energy and how I was so genuine on the show, and that's something I really appreciated because being seen on that show in the way that you are is not always easy in a reality show.
Okay,
right?
what did you think of how they showed you? Because when people ask me, I say, listen, what you see of me, it's
Oh, yeah.
really me. You get it, it's me. But you never get a full picture. So it's not all of me, but what was represented
Right.
was accurate. And I feel like for you, what was represented was accurate, but it's not all of who you are. It's not like, oh, now I know every part of her.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like a slice of her, but you don't know the other side. So they showed a piece of you. How did you feel about that representation?
I know. It was, first of all, you were exactly who you are. And everybody said that about you to me. They're like, oh my God, Aliza, we want to be your best friend. I'm like, I know, me too. I am.
Yeah, but we are
I know, exactly. And we had the instant connection. And so many people messaged me, like, I could just see that instant connection on the screen. And I think for me, it was really accurate. I do think they did show, obviously, a side that was a little bit more the sexual side and like the, but it was like coming into your 40s and really owning your truth. And I think that's what the audience saw. Like every part of that was who I was. There wasn't one thing that was even slightly fabricated. It couldn't, because it was me. It was like the unicorn room, and like I still have that, and the way I date and the way I think. I mean, all of that was represented to a T. But I do think they focused a little bit on like the physicality side, which is fine. And
I mean, it makes for good TV.
And looks are important to me because I want to feel attracted, but obviously that's not all of it. I am very deep into like in my values and personal development and growth work. And I think the biggest quality for me is somebody that is open to growing.
Right.
That is by far over looks. So I think they
we didn't really get into that.
We didn't get into
You and I talked about it when we came up with our list, and we were sitting in your kitchen, and you were crying.
Oh my! Every time I watch that scene,
I know that was the first moment that I met you. That wasn't. I tell people, they're like, "Oh, you knew her before. You interviewed her before." I said, I got a slice. I got a teeny video of you, like a 3-minute clip saying, "Here's the person you'll be meeting. Here's a few details about her." And that was it. And it's like, go meet her now and figure out how to set her up.
Oh my God, it's gonna make me cry. I cried for the first time I met you because I felt such not only that I feel that you were like a friend, it's going to make me cry, but I felt like you could help me in a way that I couldn't help myself at that time. And since the show, my grandmother passed. I mean, she was 100. So, but when we did this, she was turning 100. And then my dad got so much worse. I mean, meaning a year, right? And we don't realize how short that time is and how precious. And that was so real for me, because now when I watch the show back, I'm like, both of those things have changed. And it's wild. You know, my grandma's not here, so she won't be at my wedding, and my dad can't walk. Now he really can't walk. So it was time is precious and time is short. And still I don't want to settle, but also knowing that is very hard for me. And the kid thing is extremely difficult, because now I'm 46 years old, turning 47. And I hate saying the age, but it's the truth.
Right.
And I was 44 at the time.
Right.
And I did date somebody after the show, and you met him, and you loved him, and he was great. And I did. He's amazing. I mean, look, everybody loved him. There's nothing bad to say, but
it has to be a good person, but a good person for you.
Exactly.
It has to be the right person, but the right person for you.
Yes. And I dated him for a year, almost a year long distance. And he was in Miami and I was here, and I haven't really talked about this yet. But compatibility wise, we were just not a fit. And we had the same values. We wanted the same things. We wanted the marriage and the kid, and his family grew up near like my family. Like that could not have been more ideal. But the everyday and the way we lived and who we are as people was not a fit. And it was very difficult to walk away. And I think women have a hard time when they almost find it to walk away.
Well, it's very hard, because when you have values that are aligned and you're like, yes, and compatibility is not aligned to the degree that I need it or what I need, it is a very sobering reality to look at that and to go, almost isn't good enough.
Yeah. And I'm curious to know what you tell clients also that are almost there, because I know you'll say, okay, like, let's see, right? And you said we did this amazing event together, and you were like, and you asked him like, when's the proposal? And it's so interesting because he gave you an answer and I was the one that hesitated, and just knowing that it wasn't, I knew it wasn't right from the beginning.
Right.
However, I loved him and I was willing to see. But I went on that show saying I want passion, and it is the thing that was deeply missing, along with the emotional intimacy. And I think when you have emotional connection and intimacy, the passion grows.
Right.
We didn't have a deep emotional bond. It wasn't getting deeper. We loved each other, but it wasn't getting there.
It's so interesting, and that's a really important point, that love isn't enough.
It's just not.
It's not enough, but also it doesn't matter. Like, oh, so you love each other. Good. Great. It doesn't mean that you should get married. Just because I love you doesn't mean I should marry you. Mm-hmm. I have to be able to see a future, build a future, vision that out, have alignment, and know that we're heading in the same direction for a lifetime. And it sounds like you were heading in the same direction for a year.
Correct.
But not for a lifetime. It wasn't a marriage that even if you got married, it wouldn't have been a marriage that could have sustained.
And I think like deep down, and it's nothing against him, but like I think I really just wanted the child. Like I stayed in, like, because I'm like, this is my last shot. Not that I was with him for that reason, but feeling like, okay, I love him. We love each other. Right. This is enough to have a child. I know that's not how you bring a child into this world, but at the same time, when you feel this is it,
right?
My I can't imagine leaving this world without one. And that was really difficult for me to think, okay, it might have to come in a different way.
Right.
But waiting this long, at this age, you just know what jives. And I remember people were saying, like, it just shouldn't be this much work. It shouldn't be so mediocre, you know? And that's how I felt every day. And I was really anxious. Yeah. So moving on from that, though, I think the biggest anxiety was, am I going to find somebody again? And as a matchmaker, how do you start over? Because you're starting from square one again. Even though you're more intentional, it's really defeating. And then I broke my foot. We broke up, and then I broke my foot. And I think Hashem always has this way of being like, your foundation, because the foot in Judaism, right, is the foundation and the root. You, Harmony, you are not rooted.
Wow.
Can you believe that? Like, I think one of the rabbis I went to said, Harmony, that's the foundation.
Wow.
You broke your foot to get you grounded again. I was like, do I need an injury? That's 3 months. And you know me, I'm hot. I did it in hot yoga, by the way, cardio. I was jumping up, came down, rolled my ankle, broke my foot. Oh, I'm 10 weeks out. And and it's going to be a 3-month thing. But I'm like, why now? So I broke up with him. We broke up. Then I broke the foot.
Broken relationship, a broken foot.
Yes. What does that mean, Aliza?
You just told me it means a broken foundation. It means at the root, at the core level, that there's something that isn't strong, that isn't rooted. So what is it? You tell me what's not rooted.
I think it was me. I think I really needed to get down to what I'm actually like fully feeling and looking for in another human. And the craziest part is, though, when you are so up and like your leg is up, you can't do anything. You all you care about is like getting the small things and who's going to do that for you. And he was very acts of service, which is interesting because that's the thing I needed most at that time.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I need someone who's kind and compassionate, but also I couldn't do anything for myself. And I had a dog, and like, how am I going to get the dog out? I've never felt so weak.
Who was helping you?
I mean, I had to get a dog walker, and nobody, honestly, my friends came and like helped, but it was just me. And I think this was the whole core. It's going to make me cry again. It's like to depend on yourself in a way that you never have, because at the end of the day, that is really all you have. So in order to be in a relationship and be with someone and really have a true foundation, you have to fill yourself first. And I think I was really looking to like for someone else to come in to fill that void when all I had was me. So it was a deep, I cried every day. I mean, not even from the pain, just like the self-love. I felt like I didn't have it as much as, it was really hard. I mean, I'm like
10 weeks.
This is 10 weeks. And I'm like, how did I wind up like this? I went on a show, like in this, I'm like, I should be married with a kid. Right. You know, this is the next step. And I think that show was the beginning of the real part of having to love myself. And I had a best friend say to me, and she's like a healer and she does a lot of this work. She just said, I think you are so hard on yourself that you're too hard on yourself in the sense of you won't let yourself fully love those parts that are like the not perfect parts. You have to let that be seen. And I think you're scared to let that be seen. And so you cover it up. And you're like, Harmony, and then when I got that injury, all that came out. So
now we're 10 weeks out.
Yeah.
Now you have 10 weeks of crying.
Now I'm walking.
And self-reflection with your blingy boots.
Oh,
with unicorn and sparkle.
Oh, my God.
Personality. You are who you are. You've learned what you've learned. So what's the path forward? What does that look like for anybody who's listening and is like, okay,
DM me.
No, on the show. Saw her in reality. Like,
yes.
What does this new reality look like?
I know. I don't know. I feel like I'm sort of like in this area where I'm on the cusp of like going into the next stage of my life, but also still knowing that I need help as well. Like just like people kind of like supporting me along the way. And now that we broke up and I'm in New York and I'm like swiping and I don't want to swipe just to swipe. Like I am very intentional about it.
Right.
But yeah, for me, it's an energy. Like I need to feel the energy from somebody else. because I think what I do is also go for people, or I wind up attracting people where I lift their energy up.
Right. People, you're a power bank.
Yeah, like I'm a magnet, and it's like
I'm the same way. People come
I
to me
know.
and they're like, Aliza,
because you are
I'm coming to charge on you.
Yeah.
And they know that's like they say it's like a candle, right? So like
Yes.
I light them up. I still have a light. They have a light, and we got two lights in the world. When we're together, we're brighter. When we're apart, we each have our own light.
Exactly.
And it doesn't suck from me because I'm a fuel source. I feel
Yeah.
like they come to you for that energy, for that fuel source.
And what happens after a few months, you're just like, okay, I want to be inspired by somebody. I want
you
to
want
be,
the fuel.
and two of my best friends just got pregnant at the same time, naturally at 43, 44, which is very different than 46. But it just gave me that opening where I'm like, okay, what do I really want? You know, how am I going to live this next chapter? How am I going to date intentionally? Also maybe get set up, which also I'm doing now for other people because of you and the show.
Tell us.
Yeah, so now I'm working for a Jewish dating app, and Locks Club it's Jewish, so it's all different sectors of Judaism. But because of you, really just like feeling into the way you guide people, I think coaching is definitely more my jam, because I just love human behavior, and I love seeing people's blind spots, because I don't know. I have my own, we know, but I can literally help somebody out of anything when it comes to dating.
Wow.
It's just like a superpower, but it's more about the human behavior. Like I see you and I know what's happening on these dates.
Right.
You know, so let's get you to a different place and shift the way that you think about things. So at Locks Club, now they launched a matchmaking program. So now I'm a matchmaker and a dating coach. I like to say love strategist.
Love strategist.
Because coach
Harmony,
sounds a little,
love
I
strategist.
love strategists.
I love it.
But I love coaching the men the best.
Yeah.
Because first of all, they're really open. I mean, ladies.
A lot of men are the ones that come, they say to me, usually, I want to do it right, and I want to do it right now, and I'm not looking to waste time, and I know that I don't know. I'm not even pretending like I know. Help me, right?
Exactly.
Like if I was coming for business support, I want to get the right coach or the right support person to build me up. So you take care of this, because this is not my area of expertise. And they come very open.
They're so open. I love it. And it's all ages. And you know what else I love? They want the feedback.
Right.
So after they go on the date, they're like, give me the feedback. This is actually even more valuable for me than the dates, because I want to know how I show up.
Right.
And sometimes I'm like nervous to give them the feedback.
Well,
if it's not
uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
Well, you were a little awkward. Actually, you
Exactly.
talked 75% of the time, and you should be asking questions and only talking 25% of the time. And you looked a little bit like chill and relaxed. And actually, you should show up with confidence, with a smile, with your chin up, with confidence, not with arrogance, with poise and presence, without, like we need.
And it's funny because like one girl's like, yeah, his humor was a little cheesy or dry, and then he's like, I'm the funniest person I know. I'm like, the funniest person you know. It was like hilarious, but I love it because they really do take it in stride, and they think about it, and they'll like text me. They'll be like, Harmony, wow, I processed that, and here's what I thought. I am blown away that women
self-reflection
think, and it's the wrong perception that ladies right now think that men are just all the same. This is what I hear. I talk to the women. They're like, there's just no good men out there. I'm sure you hear this.
That's what everybody says,
right?
And it's not true.
But these men are asking for feedback, and they're very invested. They're spending money to get set up for a reason, because they want to intentionally find somebody just like you do.
Right.
Hello. So we're kind of waking up.
You haven't met any men that are appropriate for you just yet?
I do look in the database.
I mean, hello, you're a matchmaker.
I do look in that. We tend to skew a little bit younger, but I also like a little bit younger.
Of course you do.
I do like a little bit younger. But yeah, no, I think because I broke my foot, I just wasn't in that place. Okay. So I really wanted to focus on helping other people. And then I thought naturally it will just come to.
No, stop about the naturally. Stop.
Oh,
no,
it's
putting
funny.
You on pause.
Oh my God.
Naturally
okay, you're
happening.
right.
You have to make it happen. The world has to make it happen. One of our listeners.
But you know what I wanted to ask you now that I have you? It's like I don't force things. So how much effort do you really put out if you do want to like DM somebody or you want to reach out?
If you
to
don't
get their attention.
Yeah, if you don't get their attention, somebody else will.
Right.
I'm just saying, it's the
So
modern
you try.
world.
You give it a go.
It's the modern world, and
I know.
men are usually very happy because they know that they won't get rejected if you reached out first.
Right.
Normally, they're doing the reaching out, let's call it 75% of the time.
Yeah.
And they know that if they reach out 75% of the time, 90% of that will be nothing. They'll be ghosted. They won't hear anything. They'll get rejected.
Exactly.
Maybe 10% somebody will respond. Maybe 2% somebody.
So they get, I know, they get excited. This is what I tell all my girls also.
Yes.
I think for me, I'm just like, I'm used to them coming to me. So it's a little hard to kind of put it out there. But now that I'm ready.
But you can approach them and say, oh, and I work with Lux Club. And
I know.
I'm just interviewing different people and I'd love to talk to you.
Actually, it's funny, but 2 guys did say, are you a matchmaker? Because they thought that I was just reaching out for matchmaking. Mm-hmm. So then I have to.
No, you should say, I am a matchmaker and I'm single as well.
By the way, I think I need to come up with a new lingo like the housewives. Yeah. It's like, you know how they're like, whatever. Diamonds are my name. Whatever they say, like their tagline. I need a tagline for being a matchmaker where I'm also looking. I don't know what that is yet.
Something like yes, I'm a matchmaker for everyone in the world and myself too.
Yeah, I really gotta work on that. All right, I'm gonna work on the tagline. But I'm also in this.
It's like the hair club for men, and I'm also a member.
Yes, exactly. And I'm also single.
That's it.
But it's been wild after the show, and I feel like even a year later, just everybody who sees us, it's just so crazy. It really
People
made
have
such an
been
impact.
Loving, supportive. They're so happy. They've told me it was such a light that the show brought so much inspiration, and that it was wonderful to see singles from all different backgrounds, from all different locations, Ashkenazi, Sephardi, East Coast, West Coast, Israel. People have been so enthusiastic.
I know.
And they also got a kick out of all of the stuff that was exaggerated or hyper-focused. Not that it's exaggerated, but the hyper-focused portions of each of the characters, so to speak.
I know. And I ran into 2 of Ori's dates in LA. It was just wild. I mean, I'm not kidding. I ran into people that I'm like, oh my God, you were one of the dates on Jewish Matchmaking. It's just so funny. So where's season 2, Eliza?
I know.
We are due. And
the world is a little complicated, and the Jewish world is extremely complicated since October 7th.
Mm-hmm.
So we are here. Let's just let the world know Harmony and I are ready for season 2. So you can just give us a ring anytime.
I know. And it was funny when I was dating somebody, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to go on season 2. And now I'm like, oh great, we get to do this all over again. Hello, Netflix, let's go.
But I think we could also appeal to all of our listeners and say Harmony is single. She's 46. She's looking for love. Okay, now that we're at 46 and having the child.
It sounds like such a crazy
Listen, I'm 47.
I know,
I'm 47.
It just sounds, but you also have 4 children.
5.
5? Oh, 5. That's right.
Sorry.
Oh, you were when we were doing the interview, you're like, lady with 5 kids over here, Harmony, you may not be going to Bali. I was like, oh no, I'm still going with my 1 child. I would have also, it has to be somebody that would want a child within the year. Because I would want to at least try once or twice, even if so it's got to be, and I think it's someone that might already have one that's open to a second one, because I do find that
open to somebody divorced with a child or 2.
Exactly.
Okay.
That would like another one.
Open to
or
another
that would
one?
Be open to another one.
Open to
yeah.
trying.
Most men don't say I would die to have another child, but
correct.
they're open to having another one with the right All they have to do is meet the right person. I always feel like that.
Right.
So there you go.
Okay, so you're
now
open.
I'm on a timeline now.
Well, you're always on a timeline. What's your timeline? Speak to me.
Oh my goodness. Remember you said, you're like, okay, so would you get married in 3 or 6 months? I'm like, I don't know. Yes, I would get married in 3 months.
All it took was a year and a half.
I know.
Show
this is right. And it's not like a desk. It's more just, you just come into this place where everything, I think this is the beauty of what you taught us too. Everything that you were thinking of the way you thought things had to be done is completely not wrong, but flipped on its head. What if we started to think about it in a different way? First of all, if I met somebody that I fell in love with, 100% I would marry them within 3 months, maybe 3 weeks. I don't know. Because what's the difference? I lived with 4 people over the years for 2 years and never married them.
Correct.
Okay, so I would,
ready.
I don't think I was ready when I was on the show, but now I'm ready. And if Aaron got married right after the show, I'm like, oh my God, like
He did it. You can do it.
I know. And you know what I loved about him, though? He was so honest when he came on.
He was.
He wanted to get married. And he said that. I want to get married.
That's the only reason he
And
came
he
on.
moved-
He's not
yeah.
a television human.
I know,
at all.
exactly.
Like that's totally out of character. It's only because I knew his sister
Right.
personally that he's like, I'll give this a try. But he's not a television human. He's a very private person who was genuinely
I
looking for his
know. It was
person.
so
I sent
sweet.
them a video message.
Did you?
I was like, I wanted to go to the wedding, but I couldn't. It was just
Right.
before Rosh Hashanah, and it was in California. And I was like,
and he came to
there's-
California. That's even. I'm like when I tried to get all my East Coast boyfriends to move to the West Coast, it's crazy. But now another thing is like since my parents are going through these health challenges, I'm also open to moving
Now you're
back.
open to being
yeah,
in New
or
York
I would
more?
like to be like bi-coastal
Bi-coastal.
for sure. But I'm open to moving back. If it's the right person and they had a child, I would move back in a second. But I would
Okay,
never
gentlemen,
move back.
are
I would
you
have never.
listening?
But they have to be open to wanting to go to California
Yeah.
at points because I wouldn't
I
give
mean,
up.
who wouldn't
I
wanna
w-
go?
Eliza, I would
Palm
not give
trees
up
and
my
blue
rent-controlled
skies.
apartment. Okay, it's a rent-controlled apartment in LA. You'll never get it again. I will never give it up.
Okay.
So they.
That's where you go for vacation.
So any new rules that you have or anything that's in your new book, by the way, that I don't know that you recommend for someone like me who is a little bit of a rule breaker?
Well, actually, okay. So first chapter is date 'em till you hate 'em, which you know.
Yeah.
You know about date 'em till you hate 'em.
We know that one.
Second chapter is actually named after Aaron. HQH, High Quality Humans.
Oh, yes.
Actually, I didn't tell. This is a secret. I didn't tell anybody.
I
that.
love
That's
this.
really named after him because I wanted to describe that type of a person.
That's my person.
Right, that you need a high quality human.
Yeah.
No, but you I love you. Okay. Chapter 3 is you can only move as fast as the slowest person. Which maybe we could talk about that. And I don't know that that's new for you.
Yeah,
but like,
no. I know what you're saying about that.
But like, if you're going to be moving fast now, he might be the one that's like, oh, we could wait a year. And you're like, boom, 3 months.
Can't, yeah.
But you're going to have to, if he's the slowest person, you're going to have to maybe slow down your time.
I need somebody fast. I'm not doing slow. So
She's
that
already breaking
that
all
chapter
my
is
rules.
out. Keep going.
Okay.
But high quality human always. I don't think
Always.
I've ever not dated a high quality human. That have been my serious relationships,
Yep.
all high quality. Like my last one, very high quality human.
Okay. Well, this one we kind of don't exactly hold to, but like the convince me why you're breaking up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I kind of need you to have good, really, really, really good reason.
No, ours was good. Ours was also very mutual.
Right.
So it
that
was very
also.
different.
And
Like
you and
we
I
had the
did-
same reasons.
Yeah, you and I
We
did-
did the chart. So
We did soulmate clarity, and that's in here.
We
Soulmate
did
clarity's
soul.
in here.
This soulmate clarity is mind blowing. However, this was the first time we dated. But by the way, we broke up and then dated again after the show came out.
Right.
But the first time when we did it, you said to me verbatim, "It's not going to work."
Right.
You said it's not going to work, and then I started to see real changes in him because it was a year later.
Right.
Like he
And that's-
really, and he
it's
really
true.
did open up.
Soulmate clarity is a mark in time
Right.
of the relationship. It's time stamped when we do it. So a year
Interesting.
later, if he changes, he
Right.
could be the right person for
Fascinating.
you. And that's why you redated, because you saw potential.
Right, but also the reason it did not work the first time is definitely the same reason. And I do find that most times when you break up that first time and you get back together, and it's rare, people do get married the second time.
A lot of people
A
do.
lot of people, but
do.
a lot of times that reason doesn't usually.
It doesn't change, but you have to
Change,
change.
right.
Meaning
Yeah.
you have to accept the thing that didn't
Right.
work for you and come to a place where
Yeah.
you made peace with it.
Right, we had too many, but that's okay. That's okay. That was more compatibility out of anything. It wasn't just
Right.
one thing. If it was, I
Right.
would. So moving on, as a matchmaker now.
I love it.
And
You're a
I know.
matchmaker.
And it
people
lit-
always ask me, they're like, is it competition? I was like, matchmaking
God.
is literally all about collaboration.
Literally, like
About
I
everybody knowing everybody
yes.
and making matches. We have to make a match together.
Can we make a match together?
Okay, let's do it.
Can we just make me be the client?
Can you please call me gentleman
I'm
who is
serious.
looking for harmony? You got to be in line with what she's looking for.
Yeah.
You know, personality, spunk, charisma.
Yes.
That thing.
High quality human. Yeah, that thing.
HQH,
Little
high quality
passionate.
human.
I mean, that's why I
and
get along
passionate.
with like a lot of Europeans because they just have that energetic sort of way that they live their life. And I'm a night owl. And I just, like I love Europeans.
And how about like South Americans?
Yes.
Like Latin
Are you kidding me?
Americans?
That's like my favorite human.
Latin Americans. We're
Latin
calling
Americans,
all
that's
Latin
right.
Americans in their 40s and early 50s.
Yes, early. That's good.
Right?
That's a good place to be.
Yeah.
But
I
also
know.
even in the late 30s because they would like to have a child. That's what I do find.
Also in their late 30s,
yeah.
she likes to date younger. So if you like older women, for some people, it's a thing. Do you hear this is like the very alluring Aliza voice? I'm trying to pull in the Harmonie man.
Oh my God! I think I'm influencing you to be like, okay, let's pull it in now. This is a good podcast voice, Aliza.
That's it. I have
now.
to do the Harmonie vibe.
Is the rabbi? Is the rabbi going to be okay like with that voice when we say like let's Lord? I feel like rabbis are really fun now. I went to a
I only
Chabad
hang out with fun
because
cool
I went to
rabbis.
Chabad and I went to an event for Sukkot.
Yeah.
And this rabbi was just hilarious.
Chabad rabbis.
What
the
is the
top
difference? Yeah.
They sparkle. They have charisma.
I love
They
it.
are social, extroverts, outgoing. They get a crowd going. They bring light into the world.
Yes.
They have a special glow.
They
Yes.
really do. I was like,
That's
oh.
it. We need a Chabad rabbi for
Yeah,
Harmonie.
and after the show came out, or I know that you did that whole beautiful article on it, which I do agree with about nobody.
Nobody wants this.
Right, but also that kind of rabbi. Okay, I could do. I know everyone's
Harmonie's okay with the reform.
How many clients have said to you, "Can you find me an Adam Brody? Can you find me an Adam Brody?" I mean,
Okay, an Adam Brody type.
yeah. But a little bit more
Harmonie's-
muscular. He's a little thin for me.
A year and a half later, I still can't talk her out of 2.5 years.
Oh my
later.
God,
I
I'm
still can't talk her out
dying.
of this.
Wait, let's talk about tonight though.
Okay.
What is happening tonight?
Okay, so this episode's gonna release
I know.
a little later, so it'll be aha all over the
But that's
news.
great.
So Jewish Matchmaking is receiving a media award for excellence in Jewish content being out there in the world. Like this is an example of a shining light of what kind of content should be online representing Jewish people. And I think one of the things that's very special about Jewish Matchmaking is that we had Jews from all different walks of life. We had Jews that have never dated another Jew, Jews of different colors. We have Ashkenazi and Sephardi. We have, American, Israeli. We have people from all over. And it was a wide spectrum and it was respectful to each and every person. And I am who I am, which is non-judgmental and accepting. You want this? Great. I'm going to find it for you. You want that? Good. It's for you.
Yes.
I'm not twisting anybody's arm. I'm not making you into somebody that you're not. And Jew in the City, through their media, JITC, through their media platform, they now have a Hollywood bureau. And they are working very hard to make sure that beautiful, fair, accurate Jewish representation is in the media. And so Jewish Matchmaking is one of the shows that is winning an award, along with Fauda.
Yeah,
There's going to be some famous people that are
I
there.
know. I love it. And Michael Rappaport's going to be there, who I love dearly, and he's such an activist and voice and just incredible. And I mean, just everybody that's going to be there. But also, it's just definitely a tribute to you. I mean, because who you are really opened up for people that don't really know fully about like Judaism and Jewish culture in general. They're like, oh, this is what it's like. I had this view, like this small, tiny nugget. And you really are just so accepting and so non-judgmental. And I think most Jews in general are that. And we have this perception about us. And it was very interesting to see people that are not Jewish watch that show. And what their comments were. Because we know how we are.
Yeah, but more non-Jewish people than Jewish people. There were millions of people
I am
across
telling
the globe
you
that saw the show.
that's why, and so many people who wanted a season 2 were also like not Jewish as well.
They're waiting.
And I was walking down in Miami in Brickell and literally this girl, she's Latin American, couldn't be less Jewish if she tried. She was a hostess at the restaurant, and all the restaurants are outside, the hostess stands. And I'm walking by, she's like, oh my God, good for you. Because I was walking with good for you. She's like, I loved you on that show. Me and my grandma, my mom, my sister, we all watched the show. We're not Jewish, but we loved it. And we love Aliza. And we hope that you find love. And she was so amazing. So just to hear that from so many, I mean, really, just what you put into the world and the light that you showed was just it was something like out of this world. It really is. And that is, to me, is why it's being honored for that reason. Because you put a positive light out there that most people could not get across just by being who you are.
Thank you.
So
that means the world to me. And
it allowed us to be us, too.
Yes.
That's the other thing. We didn't have to be something
you didn't
we
have
weren't.
to be anything other than who you were. We weren't looking to change you, make you more religious, make you nothing. Just be who you are.
Because remember, I told you, and it's funny as I said to you, I didn't think I was going to get the show because I didn't think I was Jewish enough.
Right.
Wasn't that interesting to know that like all of that is within me?
And they chose a wide spectrum of participants, which I thought was incredibly gorgeous, from an Orthodox woman in Brooklyn to somebody who's secular to a Jew of color to an Israeli living with his family.
Yeah.
Literally, we got a full spectrum. It was really gorgeous.
I know.
I could talk to you forever.
I know.
We have to wrap, and I want you to come back because we want to hear your update. We want to meet your future husband who's coming.
Maybe he'll be sitting right here next time.
Amen. We are bringing you back with your husband.
Yeah.
You should have success in everything that you do. You and I should make a match, you, me, and Locks Club and all of my network.
Yeah.
And please, God, we should just help to continue to shine a beautiful light for the Jewish people now and always. I love you.
I love you so much. Yay.